Thought I'd finish on a bang. So one of my passions is weird sex, which is handy really, because I kind of teach animal behaviour to undergraduates. And one of the first things I tell them is that human sex really isn't that kind of weird. So we're going to talk about rather more interesting things. We have weird sex laws. You can only own 6 dildos in, I think it's Texas. You can only own 2 in Arizona, and you can't buy any in Alabama at all. But as far as weird sex is concerned, animals take it to the next level and can do a whole bunch of stuff that we couldn't even conceive of doing. It's all down to this. Eggs are expensive to produce, they're big, but you can produce lots and lots of sperm for the same price. So most of that sperm is never going to get used, and so males compete with females for the rare chance of mating. And of course, males aren't certain of their paternity. Most sperm ends up in the metaphorical sock. That's where it tends to go, and so males are very peculiar about how they try to maximise their opportunities to make their sperm actually fertilise an egg. I could tell you about panda porn. I could tell you about beetles that like to fuck beer bottles. I could tell you that 40% of koala bears are lesbians and they have dreadful chlamydia, which is wiping out whole populations, but that's not weird enough for me. So I'm going to go for the top 10. Number 10, Bonobo Sex. They're unusual, like humans, they mate facing forward sometimes, but they use sex for everything. I don't think we've met, let's have sex. Oh, there's a piece of fruit, let's have sex. I hate you, let's have sex. The answer to everything in Bonobo Society is sex. Any golden shower fans out there? This one is for you. Porcupine Sex is very prickly, but the female won't lay down the spines at all until the male is giving her an epic golden shower, which he does from 6 feet away for a full minute until she's absolutely drenched, then she's happy. Brown Antechinus wins the award for stamina. He condenses his entire mating season into 12 weeks. He can go 12 hours at a stretch with a single female before moving on to the next one. It's an exhausting process, absolutely exhausting. And they end up like this. They actually shag themselves to death. Their immune system gets so suppressed by, they don't sleep or eat or anything, they just fuck other Antechinuses and then die. All the males die at the end of it, which is pretty weird if you think about it. Stag beetles. The big stag beetles usually win the contest for females. The small ones can never do this, so they pretend to be girls. They behave like girls, they smell like girls, and when the male is shot his load up the backside of the young male, he's got rid of his sperm, so the young male can then go and fertilise. Other ways to get rid of sperm for different reasons. Masturbating ground squirrels. You heard it here first. These little buggers are very precocious, nasty risk of picking up STDs, so they wank a lot to clear out their tracks so they don't catch nasty things. Kind of weird. Fruit bats. Butter wouldn't mouth, would it? Think again. These are one of the few animals that go in for fellatio. They have to mate upside down as well, which is pretty tricky. And the females are unusual. For us, fellatio and straight sex is usually kind of, can't do it at the same time. Fruit bats can do both at the same time. The females are incredibly bendy, so whilst the male is mating with the female can give him fellatio at the same time to prolong mating. Fantastic stuff. That was number 5. Number 4, to spit or swallow, that age-old problem that we all encounter. Cichlid fish have found a third way. They just keep it in their mouths because that's where their eggs are. So the male just ejaculates into the mouth of the female. She holds the sperm in her mouth to fertilise her eggs. Banana slugs. The phrase fuck yourself means nothing to a banana slug. They can. That's not the weirdest bit. They like to fuck each other, but their dicks are so big that they get stuck. So how do they get untangled? They chew each other's penises off after sex. What could be worse? This could be worse. You could be attacked by a mallard. They are banned from many village ponds for their activities of gang raping females and drowning them, but they are better known as the pin-up boys of homosexual necrophilia. They will mate with other dead males, believe it or not. Number 2. My favourite is the pirate bug. Most of us, when we have sex, like to make use of most orifices, though we draw the line at nasal penetration, most of us. These guys don't even look for a hole, they create their own. And they do this with a dagger-like penis, which you can see there. They stab it in the female. These could fuck you in the eye and still produce babies. The sperm travels through the bloodstream of the female into her ovaries and fertilises her eggs. It's an amazing evolutionary strategy. But what the weirdest thing of all with these individual pirate bugs is, they do the same thing to any male they come across. And the sperm goes through his bloodstream to his testicles so that when he fucks a female, he's passing on the other guy's sperm. So it's a win-win situation. So as far as humans are concerned, we're pretty straight going. So whatever your propensities are, and this kind of action is actually illegal in some states in America, all I would say is whether you have the porcupine gene or the bonobo gene, or even the pirate bug gene, be safe but have plenty of fun.